Strauss, the writer of the terminal, and the basic concept behind the terminal is the internet but inside your mind. So through the terminal people can share feelings, thoughts, memories, footage, knowledge, information, and that has replaced verbal communication because it's instant now. Your synapses can just snap and share information like that, and it's created this kind of glorious, like almost utopia. Crimes at an all-time low and wars virtually non-existent, and basically everything is brilliant within the terminal until you're disconnected. So one of the themes we're trying to explore in the terminal is the idea of prejudice, and how even in this world where in theory everyone should be completely empathetic and completely on the same wavelength, prejudice still exists and fear of the unknown still exists because they're part of the human condition. Doesn't matter how far you advance technology, we're forever going to have that within us. One of the hardest parts about doing the terminal is because it's quite a big idea. It's that old adage of showing and not telling. So it requires good exposition within the script. So you've got to get the idea of the terminal across without people just explicitly just spewing out what it is. So you've got to do that implicitly, which means every line has got to count and be pertinent.
Let's not take the risk. Let's not poison the well and lose the terminal and everything that comes with it out of some misguided compassion. If they're not going to hand themselves in, then we need to find them and force them into these facilities.
So I'm Tom Bober. I was director of the terminal. I would say that the terminal was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to direct in my life. It's all well and good when you're sat around with a pen and paper, conceiving, oh I know, we'll shoot it a bit like Peep Show and a bit like The Office, and it'll all be spontaneous and it'll be POV. The nature of the concept and how we had to get it across threw up incredible challenges in the shooting and directing of it that I couldn't even begin to conceive when we were writing.
Go on then.
What?
You've been on holiday. You've been dying to show the photos.
Am I that obvious?
You are that obvious.
We wanted all of the dialogue to be shared telepathically over the terminal, which meant obviously that nobody was seen to be talking. So the very first thing we had to do was a dry run through where the actors spoke into a microphone, reading off the script and acting. Then we did 4 different run-throughs with Ollie, the cinematographer, taking the place of each of the characters at the dining table while we played back the audio recording of the conversation, and each of the actors had to pretend that they were saying these things without saying them. And poor Ollie had to respond as if he were one of the characters looking at the appropriate person, who of course wasn't talking. So it was incredibly challenging, but incredibly good fun. Fortunately, we were so lucky to have such talented cast and crew who were able to pull this off. Needless to say, if one person, cast or crew, had dropped the ball, the whole thing would have fallen apart. It was such an ambitious concept. So we were very lucky to have the team that we did.
Okay, thanks for that, Tom. So we hope you enjoy watching the terminal as much as we enjoyed making it.
We film everything.
Keep swarming down here! Get the friendlies out!